Hi, Information Nathan. In this session, we're going to be talking about selecting a UPS for network closets and IDFs. When we think about this, there's really 4 or 5 major considerations that I want to run through with you. First of all, sizing the actual UPS according to your load or according to your circuit. Ideally, you want to size your UPS based on the equipment that you're going to plug into it. You can do that just by looking at power supply ratings, or you can utilize a runtime, not runtime, but a UPS and runtime calculator from the major manufacturers like APC, Eaton, and Liebert, Triplite. They all have these calculators on there that will help you select a UPS size based on what you're going to connect to it. But sometimes your UPS size is limited by the circuit that you have available in your closet. If you only have a twist lock 120 volt 20 amp circuit available, then that's going to dramatically limit the type of UPS that you can use. As you'll see in this slide, I've laid out the different plug types and the different sizes of UPSs that are compatible with those plug types for you as a reference. But sometimes that circuit capacity can be your limiting factor. So you may have to go with that, but ideally you want to size according to what you're actually going to plug in. Second thing is runtime. Now you want to basically determine how much runtime is absolutely necessary to have. Oversizing runtime can create waste. It may involve buying extra battery packs and having more batteries to replace whenever you do have to update your batteries. So I've got a separate video where I'll take a deeper dive into determining that runtime, but that's the second item that you need to take into consideration when you're sizing your UPS for a network or IDF. How much of an outage do you want to be able to withstand? Third is the topology of the UPS. Just a real basic, I'm not going to dive into all the different types out there. You do not want a standby UPS for network and server gear in a closet. You want either a line interactive or a double conversion online UPS. Those are really the only types. Line interactive is going to be lower cost. Double conversion online is going to be higher cost, but you could say that it also provides lower risk. The main distinction between them is that a line interactive is going to switch to battery when there's an outage, and double conversion online, the power is always running through the battery at all times. So if you have an outage, there's no transfer time when you're using double conversion online. Third thing that you want to consider is more advanced features in the UPS. These are the things that can really save you money in the long run when you think about managing that UPS. These are things like the network management card. I would say that's the #1 critical feature that you want to make sure that you add to your UPS. Pretty much all major manufacturers have this as an option if it's labeled as a smart UPS. The second thing is remote control of outlets. If you can get that feature into the UPS and you have that network management card, that gives you the ability to remotely reboot items that are plugged in. And that can be a critical troubleshooting step that would save you time from having to go out to a remote site and check on an issue that you're having with, say, a switch or a server. The third thing is a bypass. This can be helpful for kind of covering accidental faults or overloads of the UPS. The bypass will put the load on utility power, and so that is sort of an uptime redundancy feature. Also in what I would call the advanced category is having a modular power supply, something that you can actually change out of the UPS without having to unplug anything, and that type of system would also have to have a bypass, but a modular power supply would just make maintenance a lot easier. And then the fifth thing is redundancy. Some UPSs have, once you get up into the larger ones especially, may actually have multiple modular power supplies, and therefore providing an N+1 redundancy within the UPS itself. The other way that you can provide that redundancy is with having multiple UPSs. If you've got equipment that's got 2 power supplies and you want to plug into 2 different UPSs, then that's fine. That's certainly a way to provide true 2N redundancy. So those are the major considerations for selecting your UPS for Network Closet. Hope you'll check out my other videos. Thanks.